Assalamu alaikum. I wanted to come on here and talk about a hadith from a layman's perspective. It actually came about because I remember it from a long time ago, and I used to actually see it on a t-shirt my husband used to have, and I don't know why. I think I connected one thing to the hadith, and I was like, okay, let me look into it. So I saw some YouTube videos, and I wanted to talk about like a layman's perspective on some of the reflections that I did have about this hadith. This is a hadith that was the Prophet ﷺ giving his younger cousin, Ibn Abbas, some advice, and it's the famous hadith, or not famous hadith, but it is well known, I guess. I don't know what's a famous hadith, but the hadith is take advantage 5 before 5, and I wanted to share the hadith with you guys. So it says, take advantage, and this is paraphrasing, I don't have the exact like word per word, but it's basically the 5 are: youth before your old age, health before your illness, riches before your poverty, free time before work, and life before death. And I wanted to talk about these with you guys today. I wanted to talk about some of the reflections that I had. The first thing that I wanted to talk about today was viewing that these things are opportunities and not necessarily time periods in your life. I think from a Western perspective and what media and how it's been advertised is that, oh, this is a time period in your life of your youth. This is a time period of when you didn't have work. This is a time period where you were healthy. But as an Islamic perspective, we should be saying it, hey, this is like an opportunity, and this is a way in which we can use these things, not necessarily, wendle in it and, adore all of its benefits, but it's actually to utilize these things. And when you utilize these things, you're going to realize that it's not like an easy path to use your health and your wealth and all of these things, these components. You're going to realize that it's a lot of hard work when you start to really use them up. It's really hard when you start to combine all of your superpowers, I guess, to create change. It's a lot of work, and it's not the walk in the park. But what tends to happen is in social media, there's a lot of falsies when it comes to youth, health, and wealth, and all the 5 things. For example, youth and wealth. I really wanted to talk about these 2 things because you can see that there's actual surgeries for either face adjustments. I don't know, like Botox and lip fillers and things like that. Are they the same? I don't know, but you can see that these are things advertised, and they make like tricks that you can obtain health and wealth at any age. But in reality, there's wisdom in what this is saying, that you can't have both, really. You can't have your youth and your old age, but there is marketing fallacies that persuade that we can have it all, and it's over and over again that we can have it all, but we cannot. And so the fact that this is perfectly worded in the fact of how the truth is about this world, paper keeps moving. The second thing that I would say in regards to social media is they would like to make you wendle and relax too much in these phases, that there's not a lot of progress and work being done on faith and community work and things like that. Social media narrows it down to an individualistic perspective, that everything is revolved to you and your bloodline. It's not in relation to other people as much. How Islam creates a balance in which we are like, all these things are at a certain standard, if this makes sense. I do have my daughter's turning 4, but when she hits that phase of youth, there's a certain threshold and standard that she hits when she's there. Same with when you do accept wealth, it should be at a specific mindset already. It's making our kids being aware that when they do get free time, what does that mean? Defining it for them allows for nothing to stand in their way when they see the definitions clearly. So I think it's important to think about, even from a parent perspective, this hadith. SubhanAllah. So lastly, we need to make plan. We need to take this hadith and be like, where am I going? Where is this? Where am I going? Which we know at the end of the hadith, it says life before death. We know that we have death, but what can we present in front of Allah? What can we start planting seeds for with these abilities that we have, these opportunities that we have, and planting them correctly and analyzing it, talking to your spouse, and how do we spend the rest of our days? Alhamdulillah, we have a clear vision of life and death and understanding life after death, and it's so clear. And a lot of people do not have this on this planet, that Allah has given us this beautiful way to prepare. And if we're not preparing in that way, this is all wasteful, right? So it's showing that let's not be wasteful when we know what real true death is, and let's prepare. Let's gather up every bit of blessing that we do have to make something better, and letting that grow for the pleasure for Allah, like doing something for the pleasure of Allah, doing it to help others is what is valuable, alhamdulillah. So let's ponder and let's start to reflect, inshallah. SubhanAllah. SubhanAllah. This is a beautiful hadith, and I'm so glad that I was able to read it again and ponder about it, and SubhanAllah.